I was not okay last week. I was not feeling like myself, low on motivation, creativity block, and I had no idea what to record for this YouTube video. So I thought, let's talk about the root cause, the anxiety. Hi, I am Nikki, and welcome to Nikki's Storybook. Today, we are talking about anxiety, and I have Shinzo with me. I'm sorry if you cannot see his face properly in the video. But yeah, he's there holding my hand because I might need some emotional support to go through this video. But today, we are not just talking about anxiety, I'm also cutting myself open to tell you about my experience with it, which is very recent, very fresh, and I am still in the healing process. So, a little context before we dive into the main problem. I was living alone in Bangalore last year. I had recently quit my job and I was not really sure what I was going to do next. I had ideas, I had few of the interviews aligned, but I was not really sure if the direction I was taking was meant for me. At the same time, I felt like I was drifting away from my friends, and some of the people I considered close were just going away from me. I tried my best to hold on to my sanity through whatever I could do, talking with people, reaching out to them, trying my best to stay in touch, but it just did not work out. And basically, my personal and professional life was completely damaged. The mental toll of your depleting savings, the mental toll of feeling lonely while knowing you have people around, the mental toll of staying away from your family, the mental toll of waking up alone every single day, not knowing what to do with yourself, with your day. That is when it all started. And it kept building. I realized that I was losing my spark. I was losing myself. Every morning, it used to be a task to get out of bed and figure out what to do. Even cooking my own food, cleaning my house, myself, everything felt like a burden. I did not want to do anything. I used to cry for like hours in a stretch. Then gradually I started getting panic attacks. Things just started going bad, bad, bad. There was no rescue from it. My mom at that time told me that maybe I should consider moving back to home. And maybe I was still not ready for it. I turned that idea down. It was December last year when I asked my mom to come visit me for a month. And that is the only best time I could think of while being there. The moment she left, everything crashed down all over again. The panic attacks came back, and it was getting really, really difficult to think of anything creative. When you are not happy inside, you just can't do anything at all. Then I had a call with one of the person I considered close, and it was a major fight that we had, and that was the last straw. I decided I cannot take it anymore, and I have to move out of this situation. And I told my mom that I want to move back to home. The decision of moving away from that city was not easy for me. And I decided to not tell anybody that I am leaving. I was anyway falling apart, my friendships were falling apart, and nobody really knew what was going on. And the people who knew seemed to didn't care enough. I felt lonely while I had people around me. So I decided to just move back quietly and find my sanity, my happiness back. Anxiety has ways to catch up to you, and it impacts your physical being. For me, it was majorly the panic attacks. But those little symptoms like your fingertips and your feet going cold suddenly, unable to breathe, foggy vision, a little bit of headache here and there, palpitations, all these things. And whenever they used to happen, it would give me the fear that, okay, it is catching up to me, and I know I'll eventually be ending up in a panic attack. The good thing is that when I decided to move and it happened, I came back home. And every day since, I have been grateful for that one decision. However, healing does not happen by just moving places. It's not a linear process. It happens like literally this. Some days are high, some days are low, and you feel everything. The best thing about time is that it always changes. If you're feeling sad today, It's fine. You're gonna feel happy tomorrow. You're not supposed to let it wash over you way too much that you get yourself demoralized way too often. It's just a phase. Everything is literally a phase and it passes. I promise you. Time changes and it heals everything every time. There is nothing that time cannot heal. It's just about those days when you are going through that low that you have to look after yourself. What really worked for me was talking about it to somebody who might sit and listen. And let's say if there is no one you can talk to, just make a video about it. Maybe make a blog about it. But put it out there in the world. Don't keep it to yourself. Because when you send out those thoughts in open, that is when you create a space for something nice to come and take place of it. Next, coming back to my family, it has helped me a lot. Now, I understand this might not be the best option for everyone, but if you think it is a good option for you, definitely go for it. Go live with your family, spend time with them. That feeling of your family having your back is on another level. Next would be to sit with your feelings. When we want to move on from something, instead of avoiding it, we actually need to sit with it and accept it. I took a lot of time to accept that some people might not be right for me, some situations might not be right for me. For example, 9 to 5, not meant for me. It takes a lot of time to accept it for yourself. And we really need to do that because that is the only way we will move forward in our lives. And this one will be my last and my favorite one that worked for me. Create something. I started my Instagram page, it helped me a lot. Then eventually I started Paperia, my business. Then I started this YouTube channel. I also have a newsletter of my own. I'd say just start creating something and it really makes a whole lot difference. You'll see when you do it. At the same time, what never worked for me was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding rule. Like 5 things you can touch, 4 things you can smell, all those sensory things that people do during anxiety. That never really worked for me. My panic attacks would still stay, pushing my heart and brain to the max. The only thing that pacified me at that time was crying. Crying and crying. I would keep crying a lot. Now, I am not sure if crying released anything, but that definitely tired me into sleeping or just stop crying. That's what I can say. But I realize that whatever is happening with me and the situation I am in is not normal, is not okay, and that I have to move. I moved back home. Every single day that I have been here, I thank my mind for taking that decision. Of course, it hurt to leave everything behind because I saw a lot of potential in that city. I saw a lot of potential in my relations with people. But I had to accept that it is never going to work out anymore. It's not about giving up, it's rather about understanding that some paths are not meant to be. You're not supposed to walk on those lines where every time you are getting hurt or not feeling so comfortable. So I fought my battle enough and finally realized that I should come out of it. Now, the thing is, I am not in that situation. I am not with those people. I am not into anything that I have not accepted yet. But still, the potential that we held on to for so long, it just doesn't go simply. That is what healing is about, where you eventually, slowly, gradually, with time, learn to get over it. You might not forget it, but you'll grow indifferent to it. Someday, when you think about it, it won't give you any feeling, neither happiness nor sorrow. It will just exist like a memory, which you are just indifferent to. And that is what I'm waiting for. Some days I'm so low that I can't do anything, like the past week. But some days I'm super active and super productive that I am shooting things, I'm writing my story, I'm doing so many things all together. It's just a phase. It goes up, it goes down. You are not supposed to attach to those emotions, those temporary phases of your life way too much. Eventually, everything gets sorted out. And someday you'll look back to this memory and say, oh, it happened. But now I'm better. So I'll leave you with that and I'll see you next Friday. Thank you so much for staying this far, listening to me. And I would be grateful if you let me know how your experience with anxiety has been, how you have coped it, and let's share whatever we have learned through that phases of our lives. All right, thank you so much. Bye.